Good evening, everyone. We're feeling a little Christmassy. Can you tell? How are we all?
Spencer's enjoying Christmas already.
He's got tinsel through his crotch.
He does. That's the best way to have
And
tinsel.
he's got, you can't see his antlers because...
They're green.
They're green. So the green screen, of course, wipes that out completely. How are we all? Are we doing good? Woo! Oh, see, that gives us better colour, and I backlight it there. Oh,
Oh, very nice.
Yes,
Very nice.
we're sitting by the open fire
Hello,
now.
Danielle. Good morning.
Hi, Christy Danielle. Oh, Danielle, we were talking about you today in the podcast we recorded.
Yes.
And Christy as well.
Just put my
Hi,
fancy
Joe.
side.
Hi, Nicole, Mel, Barb, Maya, Kat. Hello, hello, hello. I'm actually going to...
Hello, Rodney. Hello, Courtney.
Wednesday night, I'm going out to dinner with my husband. And we're going to...
Again?
I know. It's a little bit
Twice in 1 year.
too much. 1 week. It's the Faulty Towers show.
Oh.
So it's at Lizotte's.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
so a dinner is shown. Apparently they serve you just like it is Faulty Towers.
Okay.
And they've got all the actors that come out and probably spill food on you and God knows what. I don't know. That part, because I'll make sure we're all black, then it doesn't matter.
Sounds really good. Hello, everyone. Hello, Jeanette. Hello, Veronica. Eileen, Emily, Dan, Susie. Hello. Hello, Nick
Oh,
and Lisa.
Dan,
Maxine,
how are you?
Kat.
Haven't seen you in ages, my friend. Q Station days, huh? What are we doing? We'll just sit here and look. So tonight is not the tarot show, just putting that out there. This is the night where we just chat about shit. Ask us questions.
Boring as hell. I'm going to show you 2 books
We've
that I
actually
bought.
got a few bones to pick tonight too.
I'm going to show you a few books that I bought. So we do a podcast.
Oh, do we, Renata?
For anyone that doesn't know yet, we do a podcast called True Hauntings, and it comes out every Thursday with a new episode. And so we are now on the lookout. Hello, my husband. How are you? We are always on the lookout for interesting stories to go and research.
I just don't want to make it too hard on ourselves.
Our next one is actually a local one.
Yes.
It's going to be a local one. But this week's one that comes out on Thursday is all about...
Oh, which one was that?
the
Stanley Hotel.
Hotel,
Yes.
which is very interesting.
So I talk about Jenny, Julie, Jason and Julie in that one.
And
I keep forgetting my husband Roman went on that too.
I know you went. You've
Yes,
been there.
yes.
I haven't been there.
Yes, it was about time I had some I've been there but you haven't moments. Oh, you like my bone collector?
So did you enjoy the Stanley Hotel when you went?
I loved it.
Did you do an investigation? Oh, that's where you kept on name dropping for the whole podcast.
Yes, you have to wait. They have to listen to the podcast first. We can talk about
So
Robert
many
the Doll.
names.
We can
Honestly,
talk
people
about
that she's-
Robert the Doll because that one's out. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Kat. I hope you have many happy returns for the day.
60's a good age.
I know it's like all this loose skin and shit starts hanging off you and.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of some comments. Yeah, we'll get
Yes,
into
we've
that
got
in a
some
minute.
bones to pick today.
We'll get into that. in a
Reading?
minute.
Question mark?
Yeah, that's another one.
Question mark?
So yes, we are after really interesting stories. So if you have an interesting story, and we actually did get one sent to us by a lovely gentleman from the Mid-North Coast who has sent us a really, really interesting ghost story that is local to him, and he's been quite lovely to be able to share all of that information. So that's going to actually come up in an episode soon over the next few weeks. But we're going to hang on to that before we tell you. But it's about a lady.
Yes, we've got to get enough information on it to make it like almost an hour's episode. So it will take a little bit of work. Veronica, we will be travelling as soon as we possibly can. We're a little reluctant to book flights just at the moment because last time the borders came up, we went and booked flights to South Australia, car hire, accommodation, tours, the works, and then they slammed shut again. We have booked to go to Tassie in February, but yeah, we will be heading down south as soon as we can, and west.
Now,
and north, actually.
because we are doing loads of research, it means that we've got to buy more books. Awful, isn't it?
Now, do you want to tell, Maxine had a comment there about, do you have books about the paranormal in Newcastle?
Yes, I have a book. It is online. You can buy it as a ebook now. So if you go to Newcastle Ghost Tours, you should be able to find a link to the ebook. And it is called The Ghosts of Newcastle.
Newcastle Ghosts or something, isn't it? Ghosts of Newcastle?
There's something like that.
She used to have hard copies, but it's all sold out.
Yeah, all sold out, unless I print another whole bucket load of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 60 tomorrow, Kat. Oh, so I'm dreading that. That's looming in my, well, not immediate future, but it is looming.
So a few books that have dropped in for us this week. I've probably got about 5 new books this week.
Yeah,
I know,
me too.
it's just awful. This one came last week, and it's by the fantastic Richard Estep. We're reading a lot of his stuff at the moment, and this is the Hanging Pit at Bodmin Jail. So this is going to be part of research that we're going to be doing and an episode on the podcast early next year. And I have been to Bodmin Jail, and it is a really, really interesting place. It's in England, of course. And yeah, this is about the hauntings of Bodmin Jail. So when that one comes up, a lot of it will be based on some of the research from this particular book and some of the photos that I have from when I visited. Now, another book that I picked up today, just out of curiosity, because as I walked past, I spied it and I thought, that might be interesting, is this one, The Haunting of Alma Fielding. And I bet no one has heard of this because I hadn't heard of it either. But this is
I knew all about it.
This is a true haunting of a lady called Alma Fielding. And this is back in the days of the 1930s. So I am really interested again to read this and to do further research and to bring a podcast to you guys all about this, because it is all about true hauntings. And we are already finding connections, which is very interesting, because I also downloaded today a whole stack of documents from one of the Parapsychology Association meetups of about 2 or 3 years ago. And one of the topics is actually about people who have had trauma in their early years and their susceptibility to having paranormal experiences as they grow older.
Oh, that's something a friend stumbled onto. Yes.
There you go.
All right. So Nicole wants to know, where's a good starting point for those wanting to connect? I've always been told I've got it, but I've never embraced it. So are you talking about starting from a mediumship psychic viewpoint? Are you talking about paranormal investigating, ghost hunting? What exactly are you wanting to do? Join a team? Or if you're looking at joining a team, I don't know if Beth is still running it, but on Access Paranormal, she used to have, it was on her website, I think,
a list of all teams that were in Australia.
Yeah, all the teams are in Australia, and if people were looking for team members, that you could request there, or you could find people there, and but
Nicole, if you're looking for some psychic development classes, a tutor or a mentor is good. If you go actually onto the Australian School of Ghost Hunting, we run courses.
Oh, I forgot about us.
Every so often.
Oops.
And we will be running more next year, and they will be very, very cheap and online. So all you have to do is sit in front of a laptop or a phone, just like you are now.
Yep.
And we deliver the class straight to you.
$10 to $15 an hour. That's it. So it's cheap as chips. Yeah. Oh, would love to go there. Scary, the fires threaten. Yeah, this is true. The fires that came so close. Oh, thank you, Kim. I'm glad you're enjoying the podcast. We do too. Oh, and Craig, fuck yeah, we do. Renata has a book. Give me a minute. I'll find the link. Yes, good on you. She's got it. Now this is one that was gifted to me this week. Pagan Witch Elders of the World by Tamara von Fulson, the Lady Tamara. You've right. So that was a Yule blessing gift from our patron who has helped us, instructed us, and friended us,
so
and
much. Yes, over the last
kicks
2
us up
years.
the pants occasionally. So that's.
So if you are interested in the history of the pagan world and the elders in the witchcraft world, this is fantastic because it goes right back to the early days and into those that have started the whole Wicca process from around the 1950s onwards. So it is excellent. It's an excellent book.
Oh, we're very behind.
You got another book too, didn't you?
Yes, I did, but let's answer this one. I can occasionally feel someone sitting on the end of my bed. I assume it's either my aunt or uncle.
Well, Alice, ask the question. Ask the question and ask them. Who is it here? I don't think so, Mick. Ask who it is and see whether they'll give you extra signs.
Yes, Joe, we will plan some interstate trips and investigations as soon as things are stable within Australia. I don't want to go through the whole... We organised something fantastic for Perth and for Tasmania.
We organised so many things. We organised Norfolk Island this year.
And Norfolk Island, yeah.
For early next year, we had no idea whether that was going to go off or not. And the thing with big trips like Norfolk Island is that you do have to pay in advance so that airline tickets can be booked and accommodation can be booked. So who knows, if all goes well, we might actually replan Norfolk Island to later in the year.
How much is your book?
Oh, it's only a couple of dollars
$7
online.
or something?
No, it's not even that. So the ebook is cheap as chips, Maxine. Like I said, I don't have any hard copies at the moment.
You might have to go to the thrift stores to find it. Not that your books are going to... please ask.
It might be on the to-do list for next year to do another one.
Yes.
Yep. And often, Veronica, it's the spirits that you've brought in with you. So they've just followed you from one place to the next. Which often means they're familial spirits. So they may be members of your family or ancestors that have been within the family for many generations.
So this is another one of my books that has arrived. Now I bought this second hand on Amazon so that I didn't have to pay the big bucks. And this is Ghosts, True Encounters with the World Beyond, Haunted Places, Haunted Houses, Haunted People by Hans Holzer. So if you've been watching the Holzer Files, this is one of his books, and it's like one of the Bibles of ghost hunting.
And you've got another one there as well.
I do. I'm
between us,
pacing myself.
Between us, we've probably bought about 8 books this week. At least 8.
My partner grew up in the Chin Chen Street, Islington, number 69.
I almost bought a house in Chin Chen Street.
There was an open house there a few weeks ago. There was a lady by. She's currently not living in it. The hauntings in the house where next level they had to move because of it. We tried to get in contact with the nurse who was living there to see if she's still happening, and she wouldn't talk to us. This is all real. I have footage of inside the house. Has a room under the house, but it's now boarded up. I wanted to go there with you. We've actually often helped real estate agents with issues with haunted houses. So,
Brendan, but you have to understand, darling, we just can't turn up at people's homes and knock on the door and say, we've heard you've got a ghost, can we come in? We just can't do that. So unless we are invited or asked in by a real estate agent or the owner and have permission, we cannot go up to a door, no matter how much we want to, and go, we've heard there's something there. But I must drive past number 69, hey, because like I said, many years ago, probably about 30 odd years ago, 35 years ago, I nearly bought some land in Chin Chen Street because it was as cheap as chips, and I was going to buy it to build a house there. So they're small world.
This is another one that's arrived for me this week. The
Gyra.
I keep on calling it weird names. Gyra Ghost, which is probably going to end up on our podcast. As well. So that's Australian haunting.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're still going.
We're still going. Hey, ladies, you talk about spirit guides. So we all have them. How do we know if we have any and tell them I'm sorry? Lol. I do that all the time. I do it all the time. I go, I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm super trying.
I really don't know how to answer that because that is in the realm of if you believe.
Just talk to them.
You can't kind of create a conversation out of thin air if you don't believe that there is actually a spirit guide around you. It's like trying to say to Anne, there's $100 bill sitting there. We can't see it, but we're supposed to assume it's there because someone has said to us it's there, and we've got to assume it's there. So this is really, really difficult. And some people don't believe in spirit guides. I'm not a huge believer in spirit guides, I have to say. Some people are. It's part of a belief system that they have been brought up with.
We feel that we've got a team that's working with us.
We have a team, but I don't know if you would call them spirit guides. You can call them any name you want. Spirit guide is just another name. Hey, you.
But look, what I would do is I would just talk to them and give them a name. Or even say, all right, what shall I call you? And whatever name pops into your head first, that might have been from them. So you take that name and run with it. And we even had somebody identify them once as Kevin.
Kevin? Yeah.
Kevin, the spirit guide. It's just, guardian angel, spirit guides, whatever. That's too bright.
It is too bright.
Yeah, we just need a little bit of backlight to keep the.
Do you like Spencer? I went to a great deal of trouble today to get him.
She spent thousands.
I got some beautiful, and that looks black, but it's actually green and red.
Now, the Devil's Pool, was that the one that we were looking at that was in a national park, and you had to hike to get to it? Remember you were looking at that?
Yes, could have been, Danielle.
I think that was the one that we were looking up.
We went, that's all too hard.
That's too hard. If we're wrong, let us know.
Oh, Kim has a question.
Ladies, I have a question. A couple of nights ago, was in bed. It's about 2:30 a.m. I heard 3 knocks at my front door. Now, I live on a farm, so my neighbours, my dogs, no neighbours, my dogs didn't bark, but my cat sat up on the bed. I didn't get up because I knew there'd be nobody there. Any ideas, lady? Have heard the knocks a couple of times before as well. Is the spirit trying to get my attention?
On a farm, it could be a number of different things. Unless you have a camera out the front that can video what is going on. There are many different creepy crawlies, and I know you're going, but they were knocks. Stop telling me it's not. They were knocks. And I totally get it. But lots of weird and wonderful things happen when we are about to go to sleep, in sleep, or just coming out of sleep, or being disturbed during sleep. And so noises can be quite more profound than they really are. And our subconscious mind or our conscious mind is going, what in the hell is that? And it's grabbing for what sounds the closest to what you're hearing. So not to dispel that it may be something, but it also may not be something.
I have a story about that. My husband and I, in bed, sound asleep, the dogs sleep in the room with us. And in the middle of the night, we heard this bang, bang, bang on our bedroom door. Now, our bedroom door is inside the house. So it's not an external door. There is no external doors on our bedroom at all. Our front door is way, way, way away from where the bedroom was. And this was on our bedroom door. And I've sat bolt upright and gone, what was that? The dogs have gone ballistic. They sounded like they wanted to tear someone's throat out. And like we've jumped up, Roman searched through the house. There was nobody there. There was nobody at the front door. There was nobody anywhere. But we worked out what it was.
What was it?
Max, the dog, was up against the door.
Oh, and his tail.
He scratched himself.
Oh.
And his foot has hit the door and gone bang, bang, bang. And when I've gone, what was that? He sensed me waking up all of a sudden and has gone nuts.
Uh-huh. Now, Kib, again, we're looking at what might be a valid reason to hear these noises. And again, that is not to say that these things are not happening from some sort of a paranormal perspective. Best thing that can happen is for a camera to be set up that can record, or even a voice recorder, or something that can catch that noise.
What about a game camera? Because you can get them quite cheap on eBay.
Yeah, grab a game camera that will only come on when there's movement outside, and see whether you can actually get to find out what is actually going on. And I mean, if knocking occurs and there is no one around, that's, you know, pretty spooky, and you would need to kind of look then at what is going on, who is actually trying to get your attention, who's trying to come in. Now, Michelle, the path can be lonely, but there are also many, many, many people out there who are willing to help and assist. There are people running courses all the time, and not only are they paid for courses, there are also freebies. All you really need to do is reach out to some of these groups and join a community, as Anne said, and start to ask questions.
If you're interested in psychic work, type in psychic group. If you're interested
mediumship group,
mediumship,
beginners mediumship.
If you're interested in tea leaves, type in tea leaves. You'll be surprised at the groups that are out there. But use your common sense. Don't assume that everything that is in there is gospel truth. Do a little bit of research on your own as well.
So Michelle, don't just sit there with it and feel really disempowered. Talk to someone online about it. Reach out to some of the groups that might be local around where you are and see whether they are talking your language and whether you can be learning something from them. There are also there's so much to learn on the internet at the moment as well. We just have so much information. So check out what's there, and hopefully that will assist you. Hello, Sarah. Did see Sarah pop up.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Sarah Chimachera. Now, there's some good books if you want some good books.
Yeah.
Look up Sarah's book. Living Life in the Full Spectrum is her blog and her page. She has some amazing books, and some of them, what all ghost hunters should know. Is that the name of it? Something like that. It
Fabulous.
Should be a Bible for ghost hunters. It really should be. Brendan needs to explain something. Looked up the history and died exactly the same day as my partner's dad died. Oh. That's a coinkydink. When a clairvoyant is so... Oh, my question. Sorry, I'm a bit slow.
Oh, that's that bloody thing again. The question mark.
Oh, look at the body language go.
Please, just speak normally.
No,
please,
what happened is that after the tarot show, because we do the free tarot show on Thursday night, somebody messaged Renata and just went...
It's on the weekend.
Oh, I was at reading, question mark, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was not, how do I get a reading, or do you do readings, or anything. It was just reading, and then...
and then when I didn't answer...
Because we've been working all weekend.
Absolutely straight away, I got a question mark.
Just a question mark.
That was it, question mark.
Like, why aren't you listening to me?
Hey, excuse me, I'm asking you a question. And so I didn't answer that. And then the next morning, I get another question mark, Barb. Just a question mark. And, I went...
Just a question mark back, I reckon.
What do you want?
Send back an eggplant.
When a clairvoyant or psychic medium person pass over, do their spirit cross over like a normal person's? Yeah, we're all made of the same shit, Barb.
We all become
maggot
meat.
Doesn't matter whether you're a brain surgeon, a clairvoyant, the Pope. We all die, and we all turn into slush and slurry, and our soul does something, but it all does the same thing. There are no special people that go to special places, or, well, depending on where you believe and what you believe. For some people, there are 50 virgins waiting. For some people, there's a hell.
World of Books is fantastic for... Oh, Sarah, no!
Don't give us another
one! You wicked woman! Just let me write down that address.
No. We're on to Scribed already. That's
no,
like
they're not books.
50,000 books. And Christy also gave us the title of free ones that you can go
Michelle.
to. They're shocking.
Michelle, why are you listening to people who are filling you with negativity? Why? I would just cut those people who aren't supporting you or aren't being kind to you. Get them out of your life. Don't sit and take that on. That's like a piece of shit. You don't pick it up and play with it. That's going to be on t-shirts. We're going to have that. You can't. What is it? Can't.
Don't play with pieces of shit.
don't play with other people's shit. Oh, Danielle lived at 55 Chin Chen Street. Oh my God!
I could have been your neighbour almost. Fancy that.
And Michelle, I disagree. You can do something. You can use your voice. You can say something.
That's right, Michelle.
Don't.
If there's something like that going on for you, then you need to really have some tutoring or some mentoring done so that you can understand and step into your own power and your own abilities. There seems to be this sense that you are feeling really down and depressed with all of this, and that's not a good space to be in, my darling. So maybe anyone who is listening at the moment might have a great group that they belong to, or can give Michelle some websites or Facebook sites of groups that you belong to that would help her at this point in time. That's what we are
But Michelle,
for.
You have to step up as well. No spiritual sabotaging here, right? You've got to step up and
own it.
Own it. Maybe you're looking for approval from other people. Stuff that shit. You do what you like, and be happy with it. But understand, if you hurt someone, there's consequences to it. All right?
No, but also sometimes people don't like other people going into those spaces, again, depending on what their belief system is.
Because, well, they're in the wrong spaces
because they believe that it is demonic or harmful or against their religious beliefs.
They're looking at the wrong places.
They are, but it's hard if you're stuck in that family, if you're stuck in an environment. We don't know how old Michelle is. Michelle might be 16 or she might be 65. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, your guides sometimes will never tell you their names and will be quite crafty about telling your names. Oh, wow, we are so behind in the questions.
And they kind of don't think it's important. We're the ones that require names because we want all of our spirit guides to be who? Jesus?
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had
Napoleon
a psychic.
Bonaparte?
No, isn't it Cleopatra?
Cleopatra?
It's Cleopatra. I'm just trying to find another question. Evening. Hi Ashmore. Hello, Christy. Hi, Jessie. Your dogs sleep at the front door. Get some flea treatment. All right, Maxine. I'm just going to keep searching.
I got a question. It's been nearly 4 months since my friend passed away. I was doing my diamond painting and I heard her laughing and I heard my shower door open. Could that be her telling me something? That you need a shower, Maxine? It's just a little bit odd that the shower door would open for some reason. Yes, you may well have heard her laughing. That's great. If you are enjoying yourself doing your diamond painting, then she might be there going, that's really great. I love the fact that you are enjoying yourself. I'm not quite sure whether the shower door opening is in the same sort of context, whether it's the same two things that it's leading to.
All right. I've been told many times that I'm a medium, that a close friend is waiting to help me. Why? Who's told you that a close friend is waiting to help you? Who's given you that information, Annette? Why can't I move forward with this? Maybe because they're not there and somebody's given you wrong information. Seems like I keep getting pushed back. When I try, I end up sick or in pain. That is normally like a self-sabotage thing.
Yeah, something more deep is going on there, Annette. You might like to send us a message, and we might be able to get into it a little bit deeper for you. But this shouldn't be causing you pain, and it shouldn't be making you sick.
No,
if it is making you sick or you're in pain, there's something not right. You're not going via the right channels.
Yes, many times, Ray. Many times.
They're good questions.
Yeah, why is my sister always dreaming of dead people all the time?
I don't know. She could be preoccupied with that. Depends on who the dead people are, whether she knows them or not. Remember, dreams can be quite symbolic, so it would also mean it would have to be looked at of what she sees dead people as. Are they ancestors? Are they people that she's seen in the movies, and so she's sleeping and seeing them again? Bless you. Are they? Do they mean something good, or do they mean something bad? So, Anita, it's a long question. If you give us more information, we might be able to assist with that. I have had reoccurring dreams about a particular person for 20 odd years, and every time I dream about that person and I are in different circumstances, and we are having different sets of conversations, and sometimes we are closer and sometimes we are further apart, but every time that person comes into my dreams, I know something big is about to happen. Something challenging is going to happen very, very soon. It took me 18 years to work that out.
Everyone's putting question marks.
It took me 18 years to work that out. So you have to go into the symbology of why these dead people are turning up, and that is a deep discussion with your sister to work out why. This is Carl Jung stuff, and you can't answer it frivolously. You can't. Okay, you need a deep conversation here.
Yeah, I'm struggling with my daughter here.
What was the weirdest, most surprising spirit that you have contacted here or overseas? I think Abraham was pretty cool. So we had a spirit.
Oh, yeah,
we had a spirit called Abraham, or called himself Abraham, come through, and he was very, very deep, really deep, with very profound information.
Yeah, that all our hackles went up on our arms, and it was in a good way, not in a bad way. It was like a overwhelming moment. All of us at the table felt it, to the point that we all got this tattooed on ourselves, because that was the symbol he gave us, and it was like, oh wow, that was amazing. Wasn't scary, just overwhelmingly profound.
Yes, Christy, I am immortal due to the amount of coffee I drink. I look pretty good for 250 years of age, I think.
Margie, it's not reading night tonight, my love. That's Thursday night. When did you both have your first experiences? When I was 3.
Yeah, when I was in my crib.
Yeah. At my grandparents' place, we had something that was bouncing under
terrifying.
the bed. Shot out through the
Absolutely
window.
Terrifying, yes.
Oh, God.
Jeanette Barlow.
Find your power. We have all been there and been among the wrong crowd. Hallelujah. Yes, sister. The right people are out there. You will find them. Do you know how many toads I had to go through before I got to this toad?
And Sarah, just as you mentioned a couple of days ago, why do people always have to be nasty when things are going okay for you? And they have to kind of just shit all over your good news.
It's because I reckon it's the universe testing you, that you either get sucked down into that vortex of misery again, or you go, no, fuck you, I'm happy. You take your little misery shitball and go play in your own sandpit. So,
and Sarah, it may well also be a sign that another big thing is happening for you. So it's fight or flight. And the first response always is, I'll just go away and hide under a mushroom somewhere and pretend that I don't exist. And this is when you have to step up and go, no, I'm going to own this, because it's your turn, Sarah. It's your turn. So don't tell someone and get it out of your system, but then turn around and just keep doing it anyway.
The feeds just jumped a whole heap, so if I missed your question, I apologise. This one?
Sally was saying a couple of weeks ago, while asleep, I felt my right hand being pulled. I woke up and noticed the time was 4:44. That day I felt a strong sense of calm and my right hand was buzzing. Can you shed any light on what or who it was and what it means? Thank you. Look, as I said, I'm just going to be the person that dumps sand over everybody's dreams tonight.
Is there vomit underneath that sand? Remember we had that talk?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sleep is one of those really weird times when we don't know what we're doing because we are in la la land and our body does lots of strange things as well as actually keeping us alive, right? So, yay, you are in a dream state, going off doing wonderful, fantastic things that you would never do or be able to do in your normal day, like fly or other weird and wonderful things. And so your body can contort, it can change direction, it can move around, put you into weird and wonderful shapes and pretzel-y things, and you don't even know because you're well and truly asleep and not in that conscious state. So even having your arm like this or under your head and kind of waking up, moving yourself, and you've actually stopped the blood flow, which has made your fingers buzz. It could be as simple as that. It could be something quite natural or quite normal that actually has happened. But the good thing is that you had a strong sense of calm. And look,
hit a good pressure point.
You could have. And look, it could well have been a spirit person that came and held your hand during the night. It could well have been. Not saying it's not. But anyone who is a paranormal investigator for any length of time will always look at both sides. We can't jump to the conclusion that it is paranormal. But it could be. It could be. So my suggestion with that is, again, ask some questions and keep on asking. Show me another sign. Tell me who this might be. Tell me who it is so that I can get a sense of who has come and visited me or who is holding my hand at night.
I found my ember necklace again.
That's good.
In the car the other day. There was a stage that we used to have matching things on all the time. It was a little bit awkward. Sarah! Speaking of Carl Jung, what are your thoughts on synchronicity?
Whoa. So this gets into the realm of the mind and the subconscious and what the subconscious can actually do and create in our world. And that is another kind of step into this whole world of the paranormal. What do we create? What do we make? And where does synchronicity start and where does it finish? And if we are here, has synchronicity actually started back there because of things that we did 5 years ago or 10 years ago and has now come to this point through a whole series of synchronicities?
That's what's happened to me.
And we now go, bam!
That's
and we
what's
go,
happened.
How could that possibly have happened? But if you think, this whole thing started like 5 years ago or 3 years ago or 2 years ago. A whole set
way longer than that for me.
Things that have occurred that get you to this particular point and make things happen. So yes, Sarah, I love synchronicity.
I have had random shit and random jobs and horrible people and beautiful people in my life, and every single one of them has nudged me in a direction, or I've taken a lesson from that. Not once have I looked back at something and gone, well, that's wrecked my life forever. I've looked at that and gone, that's really shit, but this is what I've learnt from it. And all those little lessons have seemed to be coming towards this focal point around about now in my life. Skills that I had to learn that I never ever thought I needed to learn, or jobs that I did that I thought I would never do in a million years, have now given me all these skills for me to be where I am right now. So
when I did my counselling course, I thought I was going to be dealing with live people. lo and behold,
Oh, that reminds me.
I'm dealing with dead people, but I'm also dealing with live people.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
that
That's the
was
book.
something that actually I did, geez, in the 1990s. And so now I'm actually using those skills, thank goodness, because they cost me a lot of money now, and they are extremely useful. And I'm so glad that I did them.
You used to hate doing tarot readings. I remember you resisted it. You used to resist meditation as well.
Yeah, I did.
And you battled your way through it. And now you are doing such amazing work for people with your tarot card readings and your counselling skills. And you're telling people to meditate, which I think is hilarious. Anyway, this is another book that
I need to punish them because I was punished.
that I just got this week. And I didn't realise how much Amy Bruni and I think alike until I started reading her book. She talks about how they are counsellors for the living and the dead. And that it's not about the person having the paranormal experience. It's about what is the spirit that is trying to get the information across, and what do they need to be able to do whatever it is they need to do. It's so easy to read, and here it is. This is what Chip Coffey said. It's almost like social work for the living and the dead. It's attending to the needs of both. When we go in, we're trying to determine what are the living experiencing there, and what are the dead experiencing there.
Yep.
And I'm just like, wow, that's that.
Yeah.
She's even said things that I have said. I'm going, there you go. I really like Amy. Sorry, we're rattling on. I'm just going to have to... someone who suffered with Charles Bonnet syndrome, I see many, many weird things, sometimes hard to tell what's what.
Yeah.
That would be difficult.
Yeah.
So that's like trying to tell the difference between a hallucination and reality. Is that what you're talking about? I'm not familiar with that syndrome.
Yeah, Danielle, if you would like to explain for people what Charles Bonnet syndrome is, that would be wonderful, because it would help all of us learn what you are suffering from and what other people might be also feeling.
Sarah, it is very big print. I was surprised how, because you know what it's like, if you've got to fill a book, you print bigger. But it's really beautifully written, and I've already dog-eared a few spots in here for things that I'm going to refer back to later. So yeah, it's very easy to read. I've cracked through 2 chapters of that this morning. Are you selling your t-shirts? We are working on that. We did have a whole order of t-shirts that we put out, but it was a while ago. We're just waiting till next year, and
There'll be some new merch.
A variety of things will be available. We're not quite sure what yet, but the boys tell me they're on it.
We might have to have a t-shirt that says "Sprinkle glitter on that shit."
Don't play with other people's turds.
And orbs of dust.
Can we please have an orbs of dust t-shirts? Craig said, have you ever read for yourself?
Oh, it's so bloody hard to read for yourself. It really is, because you've got to get out of that headspace where you go, I really want this to be something different. And so to be...
Oh, Margie, I get you, sorry.
to be...
Oh, you turned the air off.
I thought I had it on. To sort of be in that space where your head can go to what is the actual meaning of the card. Sometimes it's actually better in that case to read the book, because, you know, whatever's written there is written there and you can't change it. It is very difficult to read for yourself. I try not to read for myself, and I try not to, well, I do read for myself, but I try not to read for people that I know, because again, I know them, and I don't want to make assumptions that something is what it is when it's not. You've got to have a clear head. Carol, when my daughter lost her first tooth, there was $13 in coins under her pillow. I've always felt this was my mum's doing, as it wasn't my husband or myself. My daughter was born 12 months after my mum died, and no doubt she's around.
You know what I'd be doing?
Beautiful.
Do you know what I'd be doing? I'd be pulling my kids' teeth out and putting them under the pillow to make a fortune.
That is absolutely beautiful.
There's probably about $200 worth in their mouth.
Wow, that's beautiful, Carol.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
It's a great story.
Please don't lick Renata. No, not tonight. Sorry. That's the read for yourself one. Oh, my ass was playing up tonight.
Okay, as someone who suffers for... Okay, right, we haven't heard back from Daniel
When
yet.
we die, where does our spirit go, or do they stay around us?
That's a big question, Cheryl. Not ready to answer that one. Because...
Well, it depends on your belief system.
Yeah.
We won't actually know till we die. Some people think if you've got unfinished business that you'll stay earthbound, and other people think you can go to and from. Other people think you reincarnate your soul and come back as someone else, and other people think that you just cease to exist and there is no more. So, don't really know.
Yeah, Jeanette, sorry, what was your question?
Is this her here? I'll go over and I said my name. I think she said hello.
No, I did say Jeanette, because I did read something that she posted, but you scrolled straight past
I'm
it.
sorry. Well, now Danielle has replied.
Oh, I'm losing my sight, but my brain still thinks it can see things, so it makes up images in areas where I have no functioning vision. Wow! So constantly see a kaleidoscope of colours and patterns in my peripheries. I will often see figures and shapes, things I know aren't there. Your point about asking spirit questions is so important for clarifying if what you're seeing or hearing is brain made or... Yes. Wow, Danielle.
Isn't it interesting how the brain is trying to make up for the deficits?
Yeah.
I think... I'm sorry for your issue with that disease, but I find that totally fascinating. That would be shocking to try and live with it, but that the brain is a very bizarre thing.
Mm. And where normal people with normal vision see things in their periphery all the time as well. And so by the time your eyes see it, your brain is trying to make out what it is. Often it will think that it is something dark or a shape or a form. When sometimes, and I tested this myself a couple of days ago actually, I was sitting on the couch watching TV and I could see something out of the corner of my eye flicking back and forth, and I thought I'll just sit here and I won't move and I'll wait to see it again, and then I saw it again, and then I kind of moved my eyes in that direction and I saw it again, and then I went, I know what this is. And it was a hair. It was a hair that was coming in and out with the light breeze. That's enough to make you think that you're seeing something out of the corner of your eye, and it's actually not.
All right, I found her. I just don't think I can.
Yes.
Don't think I can get to the whole of the story here. I'll see if I can find it on.
There was a ghost in a restaurant I lived above back in the 80s. He used to move things open and close doors, even make old crockery jump off the cupboard and fly diagonally across the room to smash at my friend's feet. I could see him walking towards me, but only out of my peripheral vision, and only his lower legs. I named him Peter, and he seemed to be protective of me. My flatmate and I had an argument. I turned my back on her, and the next thing, her feet went past me as she went down the stairs.
Oh, sorry.
Jeanette, what a story. Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
it won't let me scroll back any further, so I can't see.
He certainly would have been looking after you, my darling. That's a extremely crazy story. How long did you have him around you? And have you taken him to your new place where you live, or where you live now? Has he followed you, or has he stayed where he has at the restaurant?
Oh, you're not going to like this one. We'll go with it, because Carol's been giving us some lovely information.
Have you come into contact with benevolent spirits? I've just finished reading the Demonologist feature, and yes, like 99% of the time, Carol. They are beautiful and wonderful and gorgeous and just trying to reach out to their loved ones.
Or they're confused and a little frightened themselves and not quite sure what's going on, or frustrated. Very, very rarely have we come across anything that is negative. The Warrens will tend to look through their coloured lenses of their world because, and Amy Bruni even talks about that in her book. She totally respects how the Warrens have brought the ghost hunting and paranormal into the modern era and everything they've done to raise the profile of it, but they do look through the lens that everything is demonic.
And that is because of their religious biases. They were both, especially Ed, was very, very religious, and every case that they went to, part of the belief that he had was that spirits need to be exorcised. And that is part of his belief system. And we went through this when we were researching the Amityville Horror House. So you can actually get transcripts of information and texts that Ed and Lorraine Warren talked about in different experiences that they had and that they went out to investigate. And don't forget, they would also be going out to investigate really serious cases. They wouldn't just be going out to Aunt Edna's across the road, who has her granny come over every so often. That wouldn't be making the news for them. So there would be a likelihood that they would also have encountered beautiful spirits, but that's not what makes news and what sells books and what, people are interested in.
And I think Amy explained it well in this. The 70s and 80s saw a rash of people like the Warrens, such as Hans Holzer and Sylvia Browne, who were widely renowned for their new perspectives on the paranormal, but who had strictly defined ideas of what the paranormal was. I think that with their unique perspective on the investigation, which is a nice way of saying their bias, Ed and Lorraine were looking for someone to take the blame and provide a clear explanation for what was happening. So they were looking for blame.
The source.
Yeah. I thought that was a really good way of explaining it. She did go on to say about what she thought of them, but that's, yeah.
And look, there are some people who really love the Warrens' work, and that's fine. And I've actually read that book too, Carol, The Demonologist by Ed and Lorraine Warren. So I've certainly been there and read that. But
it's viewed through their lens, their belief.
I don't think it's the whole of their experiences. It's a portion of their experiences. But I don't think it's the whole of their experiences. They would certainly have encountered some beautiful benevolent spirits, although they wouldn't be able to keep working. It'd be too hard. Oh, you lived there for 10 months, Jeanette? No, he didn't follow me. He belonged to the restaurant. The owners warned me about him when I moved in. I didn't believe them, but he made himself well known to all of us. I've had spirit around me all my life, and I have seen a few house ghosts over the years at multiple places I have lived. Wow. You could probably write a book, Jeanette. It would be absolutely fascinating.
I love Jodie's quoting me from the Kyle and Jackie O show. As Anne said on the Kyle and Jackie O show, if you're an asshole when you're alive, you're probably going to be an asshole when you've passed. Thank you.
Oh, Maya, when I lived in Jordan, I woke from an afternoon nap to see an elderly gentleman dressed in what looked like a brown robe carrying a staff, just looking at me. Then he disappeared. Needless to say, I could see the local cemetery from where I was staying. When I mentioned to my family I was staying with, they suggested I was crazy, but the elderly gentleman held my gaze for around 2 minutes. Yeah, it is so hard for other people to understand when you're having such a profound experience like that. And the profoundness of the experience stays with you for years. So I bet, Maya, when you are thinking about that moment, you can take yourself back to that memory and it is as clear as the day it happened, which is usually the way it is.
Oh, good. Got the same thought. Yeah. You've got to sit with what feels right for you.
Yeah.
I think people have put up some groups for you, Michelle, in the feed. I saw lots of links going up there. So start there and ask if there are any mentor groups out there. You might be able to do some little workshops and things online, or join in a group of something. But we're not from that area, so sadly can't help you there. Hi,
Craig from New Zealand.
I am 60 and watched him on the Mike Walsh show, I think. Right, I'm not sure what that is. Hi there, ladies. Hi.
Hi, Craig.
Yeah, they did make a lot of money. It's not a bad thing to make money off your books. It's a wonderful thing to make money off your books, but it's when you start to exaggerate reality and it's meant to be a
Jeanette, everyone loves a good ghost story,
Yeah.
and there are a lot more people that believe in this now than used to, or allow themselves to believe in it. They are interested. That's the most important thing. Instead of saying, oh no, it's all bullshit, they'll still say that. I was told that on Saturday night by someone who came on one of my live feeds, how much bullshit I am feeding people and how much
Yeah.
I'm milking them for money.
Oh yeah, we're so
And
rich.
I'm just as bad as those fortune tellers.
Did you say, yeah, I am a fortune teller? I noticed the next day he removed all his comments except for one.
He missed that one. But the thing is that there are lots of people out there who believe in lots of different things, and that's what makes the world go round.
That's what gives us variety and spice in life.
And,
Trolls.
and look, you will always find someone who thinks you're a bag of shit, and there will be other people who love what you do, and there'll be a whole plethora of people that are in between. And sometimes it takes one comment, like orbs of dust, that you lose 20 people, and that's the way it is. But we are all on some point of that learning curve, and depending on where we are, whether we're stuck or whether we're going up or down, will depend on who we gravitate towards to. So find the people that speak your language and work with them.
Find your crazy. I found mine.
Yeah, Danielle, the churches are very rich. They should be paying tax.
Yes.
Let's not go there because that will
Anyway.
start a new conversation.
We're about to hit up the hour.
Oh, are we?
Yes, we are.
Holy goodness gracious me. That was
flew.
a great talk.
That flew.
Leslie, tonight is not tarot night, my darling. Come back on Thursday and ask about your love life.
What do you think about the theory that shadow people are the jinn? No.
No. Completely different kettle of
Very,
fish.
very different species, so to speak. Yeah.
Oh, see, I got you thinking now, Jeanette. There's a book coming.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see it. Come on, write down the stuff. We'll be reading it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Veronica. You're so sweet. All right, well, that's us for this evening. Thanks for hanging around and just having... I have to say that priests... Yeah, don't get them near me either. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful week. We'll be here Thursday night, and then Friday we're heading off on a little bit of a road trip again.
We are.
Friday we're going to head down to Robertson. And thank you to the lovely person who put us onto the Robertson Hotel. Even though there's no air conditioning in there, we're going to brave it for you guys so we can do some live crosses from there during the evening. I've asked the staff to put us in their most haunted room as long as there's 2 separate beds. And
So apparently it used to be a friary.
no, they didn't do chips there.
So they used to
Franciscan
cook
Friary.
chips. And it was a convalescent home for soldiers who were
World War
returning
II?
from World War II. And it's been some interesting things. So we're going to give you a bird's eye view of that. And then on Saturday night we are at Monte Cristo.
For
And
the
we'll
second
be,
time this year.
yeah, we'll be hanging around in that hallway and asking you weird and wonderful questions again.
Yes, and hopefully the weather's going to be cool when we go to Robertson. It's going to be like 18 degrees is going to be the high for the day. So
Yeah,
8
so
degrees overnight or something. Woohoo!
hopefully we will do quite a few live feeds over the weekend.
Or you can watch me eat live feed. All right. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you all on the dark side. Don't forget to like us, like our page, especially like True Hauntings. And we'll see you on the dark side. Bye.